Hi friends, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Today we are making a faux cupcake cake. Now say that 10 times. That's a real tongue twister there. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, I'm taking some plaster Paris. I'm taking 5 cups of plaster in Paris. It says the directions is 2 parts to 1 part. So I'm taking 5 cups to 2.5 cups and I'm mixing it up. Make sure you mix it up well and only use these dishes for your crafts. Now I recommend, as you will see in the video, like I just did, grab a whisk and get one at the dollar store and only use it for these projects. A whisk works really well. I feel like I'm baking a real cake. But I'm not. I am baking a Fakebake cake that actually is going to be a great decor piece to have around my house for Valentine's. Here I am pouring it in. It was a little watery, so I decided to get a spatula, which I still didn't do yet. I'm using the same wooden thing, but I'm scraping it from the bottom so the thicker part goes. I don't know why. It probably would have just went down. But now I grab the spatula so I can get every little bit out of there. And I really thought this was going to be enough for 2. But it wasn't. So shake it out, get all the air bubbles. And let's do this again. Let's get them 5 cups of plaster in Paris. And 2.5 cups of water. Thank God I had this left over from my home project. Otherwise, boy, actually, plaster Paris is really cheap. That big old bag, I just looked on the internet at Home Depot or Lowe's, is only $22. That will last a long time. Especially for this Fakebake. This thing measured like 6 by 7, maybe a little bit bigger. And I only used 10 cups, so it was pretty good. So I'm mixing it up again. So I can fill now, which will be my top part of my cupcake, which I never knew I had these molds. I think I got them from QVC. Back in the day, I went to go get a heart pan that I own, and I found this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm making a giant cupcake cake. And believe it or not, I have it underneath my one video with a bunch of different fake bakes I did, and this is like the one that everybody loves, which I do too. It's actually my favorite out of all of them, even though it was the easiest. But here I am just topping them all off like you do a real cake, trying to make them even. And then I actually stuck it in the oven on low so it would dry quicker, and put it in front of a heater. So here I am now, get ready to decorate it. I'm taking my Mod Podge that I keep in a little jar because I own a big container of it, and using that big thing all the time is a real pain. So I keep some on my desk in a jar. So I got some clear little plastic cups here. And I'm going to pour my Mod Podge in, which is pretty thick. But this is a glossy Mod Podge that I have. And I'm going to add my burnt umber paint. Mix it in really good. Burnt umber is great for our chocolate. I'm actually making this cake like a dessert type thing. You'll see. So I'm going to paint the whole bottom in that Mod Podge brown color. It's gonna take a few coats, that's for sure. I still have to do another coat on it. I wanted to get this video up, but you'll see at the end, it does need another coat on the bottom. And then I'm gonna respray it again. With some glossy, or no, I don't have glossy. I have matte finish clear spray. So I'm going around just coating the whole thing. This thing's pretty heavy, believe it or not. This is one solid piece. I don't know if you ever did plaster of Paris before. I don't even know what I was thinking. If I do something like this again, I will save some styrofoam and stick in with it. So it's not so heavy and I don't have to use so much plaster of Paris. But I'm going around the edge here, just in case when I put the topper on, if any of that white will show. And then I decide, here I am thinking, tapping my fingers, thinking what to do next. Then I go and get my bottles of drizzle that I make, and that's on another video. You can look underneath my videos and be there, and I'm adding it around the edge to make it look like chocolate dripping down the sides. Melted chocolate. Again, I had no clue where I was going with this. I was doing a fake sweet collaboration, and this is the way I decided to decorate it. So I'm just going around making sure I have plenty of chocolate drizzle in there, and I'm smoothing it out with my fingers, and then I'm going to keep adding where I need to be added. Excuse me. Then I'm going to go around and do some touch-ups. That way, when it goes to sit to dry, that it has a pretty decent coverage on it. So now I'm going to turn it around, keep touching it up, because you can see the little points that stick out on the cupcake liner part of it, the bottom is white. So I decided to move my top out of the way before I get brown all over that, and plus so I have room. So I continue to add more Let Mod Podge paint on it. You know, I didn't even think about it. I should do my little thing I like to do is dab the brush on. And then I'm going around adding more drizzle where I see that I could use in the back. This is where I should have went and grabbed one of them turntable things to spin this cake around. I definitely will put one down in my craft room. Never know when you can need one of them things. I'd recommend to have one of them in your craft room, that's for sure. So I finished doing that part. Now I'm going to get to the top, which looks like a spiral whipped cream thing, so I'm not going to do whipped cream. I'm using parfai type paint color, and I'm going to put 3/4 parts of Mod Podge to 1/4 of paint, and I'm going to mix that together. Makes a really pretty color. This is what I recommend for if you're doing fake sweets, for like ice creams and a really pretty icing or strawberry chocolate. So I already had this mixed up in the drizzle, this color, so that's what we're going with. So I'm going to continue just going around, covered all the surface. I'm not worrying about it being smooth, anything. I just want it covered. And like I said, I'm just going with the flow here anyhow. Whatever happens, happens. It's actually very forgiving when you have it that thin. Now you can make it thicker, especially when you do the drizzle by adding caulk. But I did not do that because I want to be able to use this for painting purposes. And I don't want mine real thick. It's everybody's choice the way they want to do it. So now I am doing the dabbing thing here. So I'm dabbing around, trying to get really good thick coverage. Then I decide to dump on the rest of the paint on top. What I had left for now. I want really good coverage so when I go and decorate it, and I don't have to do many coats. So I'm trying to get every last bit of that paint and Mod Podge out because I don't want to waste it. But one tip is when you are doing projects like this and you have leftover paint in your brush and you still gotta continue to do second coats, put it in a sandwich baggie or gallon baggie and just zip it up. As long as the air is not getting to it, it will not dry out. And if it's going to take you days, throw it in the fridge. That's always what I did when I was painting, even with a paint roller. Just throw it in a grocery bag, throw it in the fridge. And when next day or so when you go to paint, it's ready. So here I am. I'm adding my chunky clear type glitter, and it has a mixture of fine glitter. I guess I had pretty good coverage by doing the way I did. I decided to proceed with another coat. So then I'm taking the same glitter and adding more on. And I use a fine dust glitter too. I picked up them beads from the dollar store, and as you see on the top there on the side, nope, that's gonna make my cake look terrible. It's just not gonna look right. So I'm running to go grab a beaded necklace that I bought at Michael's on the way back with a whole bunch of seed beads in different pink tones. And grab some other colors. I decided to grab a really pretty pink that's like mirrored inside, and a clear that's like mirrored inside. And they're different shapes. They are maybe not. No, I think they are round. But I have the necklace, and then I gotta cut it apart and get all the beads off. And that's what I'm doing here now. You'll see the mixture after I'm done, and I moved my container. Right now, I gotta get all these beads off so I can mix it all up and make really pretty fake looking sprinkles. And then believe me, it was a lot on there. I had so many strings I had to get out, because I did not know where the beginning and end was, and I just had to cut it in half. So I was wrestling around because the knots were wherever, and I had beads going everywhere. Oh my. I actually got to clean my craft room. I don't know how many people have a messy craft room, but mine's super messy right now. I got glitter and beads and all everywhere. Well, I think I finally got them done, and I'm mixing them up. I can see by the shadow. now we're gonna finally get to our sprinkles. It ended up being really, really pretty. You can see the mixture all in there. And it's got the mirrored effect in some of the beads. And you see all the different pinks. And that's some spots that already started to dry. So if it starts to dry on you, just add some more Mod Podge. There's the mixture in the bottle. Or my glass, I should say, that I was using. Of all different shades of different pinks. Then I'm adding on some more fine dust glitter. Nope, that's chunky glitter. I'm wrong, sorry. I really wanted to bling this out and have some really nice sparkle in it. And it does, as you see. It turned out really, really pretty. I'm happy with this project. Might have been a messy one and took a long time for it to dry, but it was worth it. So to get them beads to stick, just add more on. More of the Mod Podge paint on and just press them in with your hand. If you want to, use a spray adhesive after it dries to fill in, or just more Mod Podge mixture of the paint. But I didn't have to do that. I'm doing it as I'm going along here, as you see. And I won't be doing a second coat of anything. This is my first coat of everything, and that's the way it is. So I finished my top, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. And then I'm going to end up hot gluing it on the top to the other piece. Or no. No, here I am. I'm spray coating it with the matte clear. Sorry. So I'm giving it all a good coat with the matte clear to seal everything in. Now it's dried. And we're going to move on. I made a fake cherry there with some Crayola clay. If you want a video on that, just let me know. And I will add that and make a video on how to make fake cherries, which I think I'm going to, because these cherries turned out so good that I think I'm going to make some. But here I am. I'm hot gluing the top on. And to make fake cherries is actually really, really easier than I thought. And I didn't even make the stem. So if you watch the video when I make it, you will see what I used. And I'm sure everybody's got it that's in their craft room. So I'm taking some red paint and a little bit of black. I'm going to mix a little bit black in the red, because the red is just way too bright for this cherry. And I'm just going to paint this cherry. It's not even dried. It'll dry sitting there on top of this cupcake. So I'm going to go around and do a decent coverage. And here I am, out of frame, because why I zoomed in, I am so sorry. There's a little bit glimpse of it. Oh my goodness. And I did not glue the stem in, and I had to go do that. Because here I am trying to hold it by the stem, and it's falling out. So I'm going around, you see a little bit of the cherry. God, I feel terrible. That part's totally out of the frame. There's a little bit of it there. I'm just giving it one coat for now. I still need to do another, and I'm just going to hot glue it on top. Paint's wet, clay isn't dry, and there's what it looks like. So I hope you liked this video, and there's a final review, and give me a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching.